Yeah, what's going up, people? This is just a random battle I had against one of my friends on Showdown, just some 5th gen random for fun. And, yep. Okay, so I lead off with my Hypno, and he's got his Rotom fan. First turn, he pretty much Thunder Waves me, and I Toxic him. I guess just a bunch of, first turn statuses. He does go for the air slash and starts trying to power flinch me, and he does actually get the flinch. Obviously taking some after turn effects with the residual damage. He goes for the Volt Switch, and I take an opportunity to see if he would want to switch, and I just end up going for the Wish to get the health back that I took from the flinching nonsense. He sets up the light screen in case I have the Shadow Ball. I do in fact have the Seismic Toss, and I do get the Wish up to get back to full. So it seems like he wants to do something about it with his Servine, and I get parried, so whatever it was I was going for, I don't remember. He does Leech Seed, and I just paralyze this thing, just trying to see if I can get some power hacks in my favor. He sets up the substitute, and I just go for the Seismic Toss, not trying to overpredict or anything. I just wanted to get off damage, and I do in fact break the sub with the Seismic Toss, and I just want to get out of there, send out my Moltres before, if in case he had something with Stealth Rocks. I didn't want to take half damage on entrance. He obviously sees Moltres as a threat to his Servine, so I Fire Blast, and it does 17% to a Quagsire and burns him, and that was behind a light screen, and that did quite a bit of damage. So I set up a substitute, see if he does have the Stone Edge. He goes for a Yawn, which is interesting, but because I'm behind the sub, it's going to be fine. And I do go for the Fire Blast, just trying to whittle him down a bit, some damage plus burn after that. He does actually, in fact, on this turn, show me that he does have the Stone Edge, and he actually loses his light screen here too. So I'm substituting, just trying to see if I can get a Stone Edge miss here. No, he does hit it, and he does break my sub. But again, he's taking burn damage, and his leftovers can't recover more than he's taking from burn. I go for a sub again, and he Stone Edges me, breaks the sub. I'm over it, and I'm pretty much thinking, well, I can go for a Fire Blast now that he's not behind a light screen, see how much it does. It takes him down to 5%, and he does hit me with a Stone Edge, but I live with 9. Because of the -2 attack drop from the burn, he will die from burn this turn as well. So I played very well around that with a Moltres, which is very favourable with the type matchup and everything, but I do go for the Toxic, seeing as this Moltres has run its course very well. I mean, it took out a defensive threat, which was Quagsire, and I go for the Roost. I think I was just expecting to die. I actually live the Waterfall from the Kingdra, and I don't really know what I expected. I think I just leave I just keep going for Roosts. Just Toxic stalling him. I see he's behind the sub. I don't think I have a move that could break it to have a Pokemon come in and do damage, so I'm just trying to Toxic stall him. He does see that he's not really doing much damage, so he does go for the Draco Meteor. Does score a crit, not really sure if it mattered, but it doesn't really matter. He's at -2 now, and he's taking quite hefty amounts of toxic damage. I send in my Hypno, and he does in fact go for the Outrage. I do live it, and I just go for the Seismic Toss to break the sub to see if once this thing dies I can bring something in. But after all this damage, he is locked in, and his sub is broken. He will die from the Toxic this turn. He gets confused, obviously. He just got the 2-turn Outrage, doesn't really matter. I send in my Quillfish, and he goes back into his Bronzong. I get the Intimidate, so I'm not really threatened by anything at this point, even if he had the Earthquake. I Waterfall, and it does quite a bit of damage. He does in fact miss the Hypnosis, and I go for another Waterfall, and I do get the flinch. And then I just end up taking out his Bronzong, so unfortunate for the flinch hacks and whatnot, but you know, it happens. So I see the Servine, and what my plan here is to whittle him down, get a bit of power flinching with Waterfall and the Thunder Wave that my Hypno got off on him, and I'm trying to bait the fact that I don't have Sludge Bomb and trying to take him down to a range where Sludge Bomb will take him out. I mean, not Sludge Bomb, Poison Jab. It doesn't though. It leaves him with 10% and he gets some with Giga Drain, but of course he's paralyzed, no chance of outspeeding, so I will be able to take him out with the Poison Jab this turn. And I'm looking pretty good. The score is 4-2 at the moment, and he does have a Rotom fan. I just think my Quillfish isn't really useful anymore. I let him take me out with the Volt Switch. I do get priority, or switch advantage that is, sorry, and he goes into his Typhlosion. I send out Hydreigon, he does carry a Focus Blast, and I actually live. However, he does get the Spec D drop on me, and I just Dragon Pulse, pop the balloon, and he Focus Blasts, and then he does miss, and I actually do have the Roost, which is alright, but you'll see as that Focus Blast didn't really miss because of the Spec D drop from the previous turn. He will be able to take me out with that one. I do have a Sand Slash here, and he goes for the Hidden Power Ice, does slightly over half, and I'm just going to be able to take him out with a Stone Edge from that range. Life Orb Stone Edge does quite a lot. It actually takes him out, obviously. And then he goes into his Rotom Fan, and he burns me here, which is why this next Stone Edge does a very disappointing amount. But I just leave it in, obviously. You know, there's nothing really bad that can come out of this. Sure, I die, but that's an extra turn that toxic damage will start racking up, I guess. And as you see, he's on 31. I send out my Leafy on here and just go for the Leaf Blade. I take him down to 10% and I live the Air Slash on 16, and he dies to the poison damage there, so it was a very close game. I always love doing these random battles. They're always really fun, and you know, I'm just excited I got to have it out with one of my friends, and it became a really close match. Thought I'd narrate it. I thought it went pretty well, so rate, comment, sub, and later guys.